You see them on the streets, and maybe you have even offered some help in form of money or even food. But did you know that there is a group of beggars who take advantage of this generosity and have been begging in the streets, but they are not people living with disabilities? From afar, this residential building in Kariobangi North Estate in Nairobi looks like any other, home to hardworking Kenyans. But as we are about to find out in this story, this building is home to people who pretend to be beggars and are reaping where they did not sow. These are their faces. On the first day of our assignment, our undercover reporter was not so lucky to follow this woman who we spotted in Fedha Estate. Here she is crawling on the road with a toddler on her back. As you can see, vehicles on the busy outer ring road have been stopped by well-wishers to allow them to pass. However, what everyone does not know is that despite her crawling on the road causing a traffic jam, this woman can actually walk. As everyone was rushing home in the evening, she too was rushing. Unknown to her, we had established where she lives and our team followed her closely. We boarded this matatu with her and headed to Kariobangi North. She alighted at this stage and from there she took a motorcycle. We followed her closely and she ended up walking right into this building. This is Neema, the name that she introduced herself with to us. Here, she was begging at Fedha Estate, a place that is highly populated, and given the number of people who live here, it is easy to see why she chose to come here. She says that she is from Tanzania and lives in Kiamaiko, which is not far from Kariobangi North. But we have since established that she lives in Kariobangi North and in the same residential building.
Tanzania. Hapa Nairobi mwishi wapi? Ha? Wapi? Hapo ni wapi? Kiamaiko. O karibu na Kariobangi hapo. Ulikuja Kenya lini? Kenya? Mwezi wa 10 mwaka uliopita. Sasa mtoto ni wako?
When dusk set in, we followed Neema to her home in Kariobangi North and we were shocked to see her walking right into the same building. As you can see from the footage, she is clearly on her feet walking. The toddler that she had during the day is still with her. The lasso that she used to carry the baby is clearly visible and she's still wearing her black jacket. In the course of our investigation, we met this woman. She says that her name is Esther Chara. She lives in Ngara and is from Bariadi in Tanzania. But our investigations have found out that she too lives in the same residential building in Kariobangi North. Asked how she came to Kenya, this was her response.
Mimi tu.
Wewe ulikuja peke yako? Mlikuja wangapi?
Mimi mmoja.
Wewe peke yako?
She says that she has children back home who depend on her. The money that she makes here is sent to Tanzania to take care of their needs.
Sasa hii na kala hela ya kusomesha.
Oh, hii unatafuta hela ya kuwasomesha. Ushapata ya kutosha? Ukipata unatuma wanaendelea na shule. Hiyo ni mzuri.
She too can walk but has chosen to sit in the scorching sun all day to fleece Kenyans. This is Eastleigh. It is one of Nairobi's busiest business hubs away from the CBD. We met this man and this child. They claim to be siblings. We wanted to know how this business operates and we pretended that we were looking for a job just like his, to push a disabled person using their wheelchair to beg around Eastleigh and other regions.
Hujasikia? Huh?
He said that he did not know his way around the city and advised us to check whether we would be lucky to get a job in Kariobangi North, where most of them reside. We wanted to know how hard it would be to get a disabled person from Tanzania to Kenya, but this man was cagey with information. But one thing stood out though.
Lakini mlishikwa?
Tulisiwa ni kama kawaida.
Na polisi? Kwa boda ama wapi?
Polisi kabisa.
Wa Kenya?
Wa Kenya.
Wanataka kitu?
Kama sina nitafanyaje?
He says that he prefers Kenya compared to his home country of Tanzania. It is easy to beg here in Kenya.
Bizadi ni ngumu.
Kushinda huko? Afadhali Kenya kushinda Tanzania.
As we continued with our investigation, we met Esther in Eastleigh. She too is from Tanzania, and she says that she did not have trouble coming into Kenya through the Sirare border point. Here, she says that she paid a human smuggler to help her cross over to Kenya safely.
Sirare? Aliwapitisha? Aliwapitisha na pesa ngapi?
Aliwapitisha na 250.
Ya Kenya ama ya Tanzania? Ya Kenya. Mlikuja wengi? Kwa basi mzima ama?
Tulikuja tu tofauti.
Oh. Sasa nikitaka kusafirisha wengine kutoka huko, naweza mtafuta huyo? Uko na namba yake? Uko nayo hapa?
Nimeiacha kwa nyumba ina moto.
Lakini uko na namba yake? Ukinipea itanisaidia sana.
She even offered to give us his contacts to help us move people we claimed were from Tanzania into Kenya. She tells us that her smuggler is a man who uses his motorcycle to navigate the border and help them cross at points where they cannot be seen by the police. She tells us that there are many smugglers at the said border point.
Kulipa tu hiyo.
Anafanya na idara gani? Anafanya na hapo kwa boda?
Yako na boda tu ya kubeba watu.
So yeye ndiye anajua vile anakuvukisha? Na kila mtu ni shilingi 250. Ama wako wengi? Ako na kikundi chake wanafanya na hiyo kazi.
Ni yeye. Wako na wengine, tulichukua watu tofauti. Kila mtu akipenda huyu anachukua namba yake.
So ni Masero ndio.
Masero, sisi ni
Masero.
She says that the money that she makes from begging is sent back to Tanzania. Here in Kenya, she says that she pays 2,000 shillings monthly rent, a claim we have since established to be a lie. When asked whether she has been arrested for being in the country illegally, this was her response.
Sinikulipa tu.
Umeshikwa?
Mimi hawajanishika. Wanashika kwa wale nani wanaume wazimu.
Nyinyi wanahurumia. Au wanaume ambao wanasukuma. Nao wakusukuma wanalipwa pesa ngapi?
Wanagawana katuna ule nani ile. Pata 2,000 wanagawana.
She says that she made the decision to come to Kenya because she can make more money here compared to her home country.
Hata mashamba, hata ng'ombe ni.
Lakini ushapata ya kutosha shamba ama ng'ombe?
Nimepata.
Ya kutosha shamba. Then Kenya ni mzuri kushinda Tanzania. Alafu sasa hapo ujenge nyumba yako mzuri, uishi na watoto. Uko na watoto wangapi? 4. Wote wako hapa?
Huko wengine. Niko na
huyu tu hapa. Wengine wamebaki na baba yao.
Kuna
shosho yao. So utarudi hivi karibuni ununue shamba yako? Ushapata ya kutosha? Okay. Sawa.
Esther, who came into Kenya illegally, clearly has big plans for her future, except that she never worked for it. Take a closer look at this woman. Notice her face and the leso. Right behind her are these 2 children, and they all board this matatu headed to Kariobangi North from Eastleigh. A brief chat with a matatu conductor revealed that most of these beggars prefer Eastleigh.
Unawatoka hapa wakitia chini. Ukifika huko mwisho unawatafuta unawakota.
Hawako.
Uwezi watambua.
Dereva ngoja kuna nini?
Niangalie tu. Juu na kila mtu ameshuka kitembeza ndio kwa chini atashuka chini kwa chini. Ukienda kwa gari hakuna mtu. Kumbe hao ndio walishuka wa kwanza.
Ndio unashuka bio.
Wa kwanza unasema.
Here are the two children who are crawling in the dark as they boarded the matatu. Right behind them is this woman. Now compare her face with this one. This is clear evidence that they have been duping Kenyans by pretending to be people living with disabilities, yet they are not. They too ended up in the same residential building. Still in Eastleigh, we met these two women and their children in hand. It is hard to imagine the struggle they have to go through to crawl all day long and then board the matatu. We boarded the same matatu as them, only for the duo to alight and walk home as if nothing had happened. They too ended up in the same residential building. We went to the said building and we were told that most of the people living here come from Tanzania. No outsider is allowed to rent a house here. The rooms in this building go for 4,000 shillings monthly rent. The caretaker told us that one does not need to pay for the deposit before occupying the house.
Naomba kuuliza, hapa naweza pata nyumba iko vacant?
Hapo huwezi hapo.
Hakuna?
Huwezi kupata. Hakika iko huwezi kupata. Hapo huwezi.
Hata kama ipo?
Huwezi kupata.
Kwa nini? Oh.
Nyumba. Anapatiwa. Mgonjwa anapatiwa. Au mgonjwa anapatiwa. Enda. Doctor room 38.
Tunaweza pata. Ni how much? 1400. Tunaweza ona. Oi.
Lakini iko.
Oh. Maji iko. Sawa. Sasa tunalipa na deposit. Ni nyumba peke yake hivyo.
This man told our team that the apartment was previously occupied by Tanzanians, and some of them have since moved out for various reasons.
Amekubali?
Hawapo wanapeananga.
Kuna Tanzania walikuwa wanaishi kwa Tanzania. So siku unajua mtu wa kawaida hizi kupaki. Sikujadi. Ani si ni kweli vile namwambia. Huko wa Tanzania walikuwa wanakaa huku wote. Sasa siku juu pia mimi sikuwa najua kunaanza kuishi huku. Sasa vile yule mwenye anaweza.
So kitambo walikuwa wanakataza watu.
We confronted Neema with the evidence that we had gathered, and she denied being the woman that was crawling and then caught on camera walking.
Tuko na mguu mmoja tu. Tuko na mguu mmoja.
Lakini katika hiyo video inaonyesha kwamba unatembea na miguu miwili. Hizo picha ambazo tunaona hapo. Si kwanza umethibitisha huu ni wewe? Umeona ni wewe?
Wapi?
Unajua huyu anatembea ni nani? Ni hii kitambaa tu ndio kaka. Hii. Unamjua huyu? Huyu ni wewe unatembea Kariobangi first floor. Na hapo ukiwa unajifanya mlemavu. Je, ni haki?
Mimi nafanya kazi hapa more than 30 years. Na hii watu naona wanaladalada hapa, nasema ni viwete, si viwete, majority si viwete. Lakini akiwa hapa hata ukiangalia Saida na ladalada ako na inaitwaje saddles kwa mkono hii na mkono hii. So akifika pale Kariobangi mwisho hiyo ndio anafaa anaenda zake.
Mtu amekuja hapa saa 12 asubuhi, saa 12 asubuhi huyo mtu ako hapa, na jioni saa 2 usiku mtu ako hapa. Hajafikisha ile target yake. Naona, so lazima akae ndio afikishe.
Francis Anyenda, the communications officer at the National Council for People with Disabilities, says that the fake beggars are abusing the generosity of Kenyans. Anyenda says that the council has registered anyone who lives with a disability.
Masquerade or pretend to be persons with disabilities for the sake of getting alms from people. We condemn this kind of act. I think it's illegal. It is a sad thing. It's immoral. And I think we wish to call upon the other stakeholders, especially the key bodies that are in charge of that, especially the Kenya Police Service, and of course the Nairobi County Government, to remove these people from the streets of Nairobi And the police must arrest these people and take them to court. That's where they belong to.
He says that the council has different programs to empower their members, even though funds availed to them by the government are not enough.
Our work is to serve persons with disabilities who are in Kenya, and we do not condone anybody to go to the streets to beg. We have a number of services that are able to support our people. Over 90% of the street beggars in the streets of our towns and cities are not Kenyans, they are foreigners.
Police spokesperson Bruno Shioso told KTN News that the police have been in the know about the issue and that they're investigating and have even made arrests.
It's a menace around town. We are aware about it, and we are working very closely with our partners, especially the immigration, because it's an immigration issue. As you know, people coming from across the border looking for greener pastures.
He adds that this does not just involve the police, it also involves the immigration department, since most of the fake beggars are not from Kenya.
If we can get all of them and there's a possibility or a better way of deporting them out of the country, is the better for us. Yeah.
Wangeshi Kirago, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, says that the fake beggars cannot be charged with impersonation. Instead, what they are doing is obtaining money by false pretense, a crime also punishable by the law.
And not merely asking for help, the intention. The intention here is what matters. So the intention being to defraud Kenyans, yes, they have committed a crime. In Kenya, we have Section 313 of the Penal Code that makes it illegal for someone to obtain by false pretense. And that is what the beggars are doing, or rather the false beggars.
She says that for such a crime to be successfully tried in a court of law, evidence as well as a witness are key, and the police will require a person to go and make a formal complaint.
In such an instance, there should be a complainant. For instance, the person who was defrauded, who gave out the money, should go and make a complaint in a police station. They will become a complainant. And then now the police should follow up from there, make an arrest and do investigations.
We have since established that some of these fake beggars do hire children from the neighboring Korogocho slums, perhaps to win some empathy from Kenyans and improve their earnings. And this, Wangeshi says, is a crime on its own.
The county can come in, and also we have even laws in this country. We have child protection officers, au probation officers. Wanafaa kuwa more vigilant, sababu wao ni watoto ambao wako kwa streets, hawasomi. That is even illegal. That parent or guardian should be charged in a court of law. Kwa hivyo sio hata kunini udanganyifu peke yake. Kuna hiyo neglect of children. Hiyo pia it's a crime in this country.
Begging in itself is not outlawed, and therefore the county government may not take legal action, but they can make some interventions. However, when we reached out to the Nairobi County Government Education CEC Lucia Mulwa, she asked us to send a message, and when we did, she blocked our phone numbers and did not respond to the message that we sent. Fred Kagonye for the Inside Source, KTN News.